Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our board meeting for Wednesday, May 27th. I can't believe it's already that, but it is finally a beautiful day outside, so thank you everyone for joining us this evening in this beautiful weather outside. Okay, so we'll start this evening with our land acknowledgement of traditional territory, and tonight that will be read by student trustee Carvello.
Simcoe County District School Board acknowledges that we are situated on the traditional land of the Anishinaabe people. The Anishinaabe include the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations, collectively known as the Three Fires Confederacy. We are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture and committed to moving forward in the spirit of reconciliation and respect with all First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people.
Thank you very much. All right, now please rise if you're able for the national anthem. This version of the national anthem is courtesy of Barrie North Collegiate Institute. Next up, we have our statement of respect, which will also be read by student trustee Carvello.
The Simcoe County District School Board is committed to creating a culture of belonging, engagement, and success for all through deliberate actions and intentional focus in the area of diversity, equity, and inclusion. The Simcoe County District School Board of Trustees will conduct meetings in an inclusive, respectful manner that upholds the principles of respect for human rights and allows all members, staff, and guests to participate fully regardless of race, religion, ethnicity, age, ability, and gender.
Thank you very much. All right, so that brings us to the roll call, which will be completed by Executive Assistant Henry. We have no electronic participation this evening. Trustee Harrigan is absent this evening. She advised me in advance that she is in attendance at another educational event and is unable to attend tonight's regular meeting of the board. At this time, the board is required to move a motion to authorize or not authorize the absence. Is there a trustee who would like to move a motion to authorize the absence of Trustee Harrigan for the May 27, 2026 regular board meeting? Trustee Connors, seconded by Trustee Lloyd. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you. Okay. So at this time, I would be looking for a mover to approve the agenda as printed. Do I have a mover for that? Trustee Wilson, seconded by Trustee Grummett. Any questions or comments on the agenda? Okay, not seeing any. I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you. Do we have any declaration of conflict of interest this evening? Okay, not seeing any. Okay, so next up we have the approval of the consent agenda. So the following items have been placed in the consent agenda: the minutes of the regular board meeting, the regular meeting of the board held April 22nd, 2026, report of the public session of the Business Standing Committee held May 6, 2026, and the report of the public session of the Program Standing Committee held May 13th, 2026. I am going to request that we pull the minutes of the regular board meeting to down to the air. Trustee Bites.
Yes, I'd like to pull the minutes of the Program Standing Committee, please. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll pull the program and board meeting. Any other? No? Okay. So that just leaves business in there. So before we pass the consent agenda, so the only thing in there is our minutes from business, which do contain our budget. So I just wanted to once again thank our team that we are passing a balanced budget, which is not an easy thing to do right now. So I very much appreciate all the incredible hard work that's gone into that. I do just again want to talk about publicly what our pressures are within Simcoe County. We have many pressures. Special education is a significant financial pressure for us and all boards throughout the province. Transportation, benefits. I always like to go into a little detail about benefits, and there's lots of young people in the room tonight. So if you'll listen to me for a second, when you get a paycheck and they take Canada Pension and they take employment insurance off of those paychecks and take those away from you, your employer also has to pay an amount of that as well. So one of the things that we struggle with here at the school board is that portion, the portion that we as a board pay, is not funded by the ministry, and it does turn into many millions of dollars that we end up having to spend and take out of programs that we wish that we could be using for our wonderful students. So it is a significant pressure that I always just like to talk about and make sure people are aware, and it's something that we really wish we could change with the ministry. So, but again, we are extremely grateful to be passing a balanced budget, so thank you very much to our team for that. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so then at this time, I would call the question, or sorry, I would put a motion. So I'd be seeking a motion that to approve the consent agenda as printed. Trustee Lloyd, I have a seconder for that. Trustee Wilson, thank you. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you very much. Okay, so that takes us to our report from the student trustees. So this evening we have student trustee Kim.
Through the chair to the table, as we start to close out the academic year, I'm pleased to report on our final Student Senate meeting. Our main focus for this session was reflection and impact. We highlighted the student trustees' initiatives, focusing on how they equitably represented our diverse student body and student voice. We also opened the floor to hear what events students are running at their respective schools right now. The creativity out there is fantastic. For example, Bear Creek, a school that is near and dear to my heart, is hosting a color clash event tomorrow. To build anticipation, they have been running smaller activity to garner interest, including a massive school-wide rock, paper, scissors beaded necklace competitions. I did forget to bring my 30 necklaces today, but I know that I am on an absolute hot streak. Jokes aside, this highlights exactly what we've been striving for, maintaining that engagement factor right until the very end of the year. These student-led events are essential because they reinforce community building and keep our students connected even as the year winds down, with lots of laughs and anticipation headed into the summer. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. That is great. I admit I have been having a lot of fun just watching these things on Instagram and things like that. Being, you can pay to soak a senior and different things that schools have been doing, and I'm having a lot of fun watching it. So I can imagine it's a lot of fun doing it. So thank you very much for that update. Any questions or comments from trustees at this time? All right, we're just excited for you guys to finish up and have some fun. Thank you for sharing. Okay, all right. So next up on our agenda, we do have a couple of trustee tributes this evening. So first up, we have the Georgian Bay District Secondary School girls hockey team. So joining us this evening is the hockey team, and Trustee Talbot will be presenting the trustee tribute to the team. So at this time, I would invite the players and the coach to join Trustee Talbot at the podium. I know it's a small podium and there's a lot of you, but please feel free to join us in some way.
Madam Chair, thank you very much. On behalf of the Simcoe County District School Board, it is my pleasure to present the team with a trustee tribute tonight for their exceptional representation of our board at the Ontario Federation of School Athletic Association, OFSAA. The Georgian Bay District Secondary School Girls Hockey Team achieved an extraordinary feat, skating their way to a coveted gold medal at the AAA OFSAA Championships in late March. The team dominated the entire season, going undefeated through the Simcoe County Athletic Association League and Championship play, and continuing through the Georgian Bay Secondary School Association and the Ontario Federation School Athletic Association Championships. At no point during the season the team ever lost a game. They went 16-0, phenomenal record. To the coaches, Andy Sanama, Jan Parent, and Aaron Coots, thank you very much for your dedication and commitment. To the players, congratulations to your accomplishments. We are very proud of you and all that you've and wish you continued success in the future. What a wonderful. I was on the first, a little aside, if you don't mind me mentioning, I was on the first Midland hockey team for men, and we didn't have uniforms, so we went and played in Alliston. Anyways, Alliston was full rink, and it was really something, but we had to play with football jerseys. So we got laughed out of the arena. It was just a terrible environment. At this time, I'd like to invite the coaching staff to say a few words and introduce the team members.
All right, trustees, thank you for helping us recognize the kids this year. To the school, thanks for supporting this team, not just this year, but over the last few years. And then to the parents of all these kids, this doesn't just happen in high school. This happens because right after the offset, when we said, make sure you thank your parents, because they had you on the ice when you were 4. And this is just kind of the icing on the cake, but it's all the work you've put in over the last 10, 12 years. So thanks to the families and parents that have helped out. Introduce the team now. We got Emma Sandy, Lila Cherry, Dahlia Coots, Callie Sika, Tally McCall, Zoe Everson, Sydney Larma, Ali Homick, Maeve Parent, Sadie Sika, Lila Robitaille, Mila Parent, and then away on a camping trip, but with us at OFSA were Mara Charlebois and Emily Woodley. I was going to tell you a bit about the team's highlights, but they kind of hit on them. So I'll just say, for me, thank you. It's so fun coaching this crew. We knew about 8 years ago when they were in U13. I remember talking to a dad and we're like, this crew in our community, if they come to our school, they'd have a shot at OFSA. And no one wins OFSA. Like around our area, in my history at our school, when I went to school in Midland, not a single team sport did anyone even medal at OFSA. If you won GBs, that was the goal. And then 1 or 2 teams a year went to OFSA and usually got beat up pretty bad. So when we thought maybe this crew's special and could do it, that was still a long shot. And then 3 years ago, we went for the first time, and they came 4th. And that was probably a fair evaluation of where we're at. But we thought, maybe we're a young team, maybe we can do it. And then last year, we went with a really good team on paper, and we thought maybe it's our year. I think the community got pretty excited, and we met this perennial powerhouse in the quarterfinal and lost 1-0, and the coach came over after and said, that was a gold medal game. And I'm like, nah, I don't know if it was. And then they went over and won the tournament easily. This year we went and we ended up bringing a smaller crew and maybe didn't look as good on paper, but our team was so hungry for this goal this year. I don't think anything, not much is going to stop them. I've never had 3 days more fun coaching. And we just kind of took it a day at a time. And if we could make it to the 3rd day, maybe we got a shot. Then they had this unreal semifinal. And then sure enough, in the final, we play St. Mike's. And if you looked out, we are not the biggest team. Kind of like how these, they look nice today, and then they put on helmets and they turn into monsters. But we went out there and we're like, well, we're this really little team, and they're huge, and we have 11 skaters, and they have 20, and then they dropped the puck, and it was like every other game this year. 0-0 was as close as anyone got, and these kids just really know how to compete, and they just leave everything on the ice, and it's just so fun to sit back and watch them do something that they're so good at. So thank you for recognizing them, and I hope you girls know how proud you make your coaches and family and school and community and school board too. So thank you.
right, this time I'd like to present the trustee tribute, and then I think, Madam Chair, we go outside for pictures right away after this?
Yes, yeah,
All
we'll
right.
take a moment for the meeting and stop and go for pictures. Yes, thank you.
All right, well, good job, well done. Thank you. Brilliant. Congratulations, that's perfect. Yeah, I think we're going to go outside. That way? We'll take a break.
Okay, thank you for your patience, everyone. Welcome back. So we do have a second trustee tribute this evening as well. So we have this evening joining us Caitlin H. from Maple Ridge Secondary School. And at this time, I would like to invite Caitlin and Trustee Wilson to join us at the podium for the trustee tribute presentation.
Thank you. I'm reading from notes because there's a lot of good things in here. So I want to make sure I get it all. So on behalf of the Simcoe County District School Board, it's my pleasure to present Caitlin Hewitt, grade 12 student at Maple Ridge Secondary School, with the trustee tribute tonight. Caitlin recently won first place in Canada in the Royal Canadian Legion's National Youth Remembrance Contest in the Senior Color Poster category. This was Caitlin's fourth year participating in the Royal Canadian Legion's Remembrance Contest. Caitlin first began entering in grade 9 after learning about the contest through her art teachers. Caitlin has shared that over the years, the contest became very meaningful to her because it allowed her to combine storytelling, history, and art in a way that honors veterans and Canadian remembrance. Caitlin's poster, which we have displayed on the screen, now measures 12 inches by 14 inches and was created using acrylic paint layered carefully to build depth and soften transitions between the soldiers, background, and foreground figures. Caitlin wanted the painting to feel personal and hopeful rather than relying on traditional Remembrance Day symbolism. The two children in the painting represent younger, future generations of Canadians, while the World War I soldiers are shown as memories or spirits guiding them safely forward. The inspiration behind this piece is that remembrance is carried through generations and that the sacrifices made by Canadian soldiers continue to shape and protect the lives we live today. Caitlin wanted viewers to feel both gratitude and connection when looking at it. Caitlin paid close attention to making the piece distinctively Canadian. The soldiers' uniforms were based on accurate World War I Canadian uniforms, and the Canadian flag was in the background. The memorial shown in the painting was inspired by the Toronto City Hall cenotaph. Caitlin wanted the painting to honor Canadian veterans specifically and reflect national pride in a respectful way. Caitlin learned in late April that the poster had won first place nationally. Caitlin's artwork has moved through multiple levels of competition, including city, zone, district, regional, provincial, and national judging. Beginning in the fall of 2026, Caitlin's poster will be displayed for 1 year at the Canadian War Museum in Ottawa. Caitlin will also be attending the National Remembrance Day ceremony in Ottawa this November and will be placing wreaths at the National War Memorial. The timing is especially meaningful because Caitlin will also be starting post-secondary education at the University of Ottawa this fall to pursue a Bachelor, of course, of Fine Arts degree in visual arts. Caitlin's career goal is to become either a high school art and French teacher or eventually a professor. At this time, please join me in congratulating Caitlin on this great accomplishment. We are all very proud of you and wish you continued success as you move forward. Okay, Caitlin, I invite Caitlin, you, and Chair Rafiq, and to just go outside the Roy, and we'll take some pictures. Okay.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. So coming back to our agenda, we are now on to 10 presentations, delegations, which we have none this evening. So that takes us to B, recommendation for action. So matters arising from previous meetings. We have no unfinished business, no motions for which notice was given at a previous regular board meeting, no notice of time-sensitive motions from statutory committees. So we do have minutes pulled from our consent agenda. So I'll address the board minutes that I had pulled first. So Trustee Wilson was marked absent at the April 22nd board meeting as regrets weren't received prior to the meeting. So at this time, the board is required to move a motion for the absence to be changed to an authorized absence prior to the approval of the minutes. Is there a trustee who would like to move to a motion to authorize the absence of Trustee Wilson for the April 22nd, 2026 regular board meeting? Do I have a mover for that? Trustee Powell, seconded by Trustee Bites. Any questions or comments? I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you very much. Okay. So now I need to move the minutes. Yes. Yes. Okay. So then at this time, I would be looking for a mover to approve the minutes as printed for our April 22nd, 2026 board meeting. Trustee Armstrong, seconder for that. Trustee Foley, any questions or comments? Okay, then I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, so we also had the program minutes pulled from the consent agenda. That was requested by Trustee Bites. Trustee Bites, would you like to speak to that?
Yes, as you recall in the meeting, I was a bit confused about the original motion of the Safe Schools Committee and it being disbanded after 18 months. After reviewing it, it seems to me that the first report would be published after 18 months and then we would start with a new term. Anyway, I asked the director if she said she couldn't find the original motion at the time, so I wonder if she's had a chance to review it and let us know.
As follow-up to your request, it was sent to all of our emails. All the motions that were connected to that were sent up. That was what we were told the follow-up would be at that meeting, and that was sent to all trustees. Sorry. Did you receive that's what you were looking for, right? The follow-up with you wanted to see the motions that were connected. That was what you had requested at that meeting? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I lost my cell phone and my computer doesn't work, so I did not get that. If the director would be so kind as to give me a recap.
Okay.
Please.
Director Stevens.
Thank you, and through the chair to Trustee Bites. So yes, the motions were brought forward via email to all trustees, and it was in the minutes, the terms of reference, sorry, I apologize, in the terms of reference where it deemed the committee to be an 18-month committee.
Okay. Good. Okay. Any further questions or comments? Okay, not seeing any at this time, so I would be looking for a mover to approve the program minutes from, oh my goodness, sorry, I don't have the date in my head now. May 13th, thank you. The program minutes from May 13th, 2026. Trustee Lloyd, do I have a seconder for that? Trustee Strawn, and I'll call a question. All those in favor? And that carries. Great, thank you very much. Okay, so that takes us to 4 staff reports, items for decision. So we do have revisions to policy 2115, trustee expenditures, and Superintendent Van Nispen will speak to the report.
And through the chair to the table. This policy has been updated pursuant to the amendments made to Bill 101, Putting Student Achievement First Act 2026, which received royal assent on May 7th, 2026. The proposed revisions to the policy have been made to reflect language that board policies must include effective immediately, as per a memorandum issued by the Minister of Education on May 14th. The significant changes that were directed through that. We replaced the Director of Education Director to the Director of Education / Director to Chief Executive Officer throughout the document. We've added that the board will not incur or reimburse expenses for board members to pay membership fees in a trustee association or similar professional association. We've added that the board will not incur or reimburse expenses for board members to attend or participate in a discretionary event or activity. This includes registration fees and travel, meals, accommodation, and hospitality expenses. And lastly, added a discretionary event or activity as any of the following events or activities in cases where a member's attendance or participation is not essential to the board's core business operations and for which expenses are incurred by choice rather than operational necessity. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions or comments? Trustee Lloyd, please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through you to the table. I did participate in a OPSPA update meeting today, as did Chair Rafiq. This memorandum from the ministry did come up for a topic of discussion, and they are trying to, or they're working to get some greater clarification on some of these things and what the specifics will be moving forward. So this is the directive that the ministry has provided at this point in time. There is the possibility that there could be changes or additional information coming forward, but this is very clearly what the ministry has specified in that directive.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Any further questions or comments? Okay, so, sorry. So we do have a recommendation that the board approve revisions to policy 2115, trustee expenditures as set out in Appendix B of report number B4A, revisions to policy 2115, trustee expenditures dated May 27th, 2026. Do we have a mover for that? Trustee Grummett, seconded by Trustee Lloyd. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, so B, we have schedule of August and September 2026 board meetings, and Chief Executive Officer Stevens will speak to the report.
Thank you, and through you, Chair, to the table. I would just like to bring notice to this board about the change in the calendar for the next school year. We do have a very late start, the latest start that we could have, and because of that, it does make a lot of sense to have our regular scheduled board meeting occur as it usually does, which is the Wednesday prior to the start of the school year. That does make it a September 2nd meeting as opposed to being in August. So this was initially discussed with the chair and vice chair and asked to be brought to the table to have the meeting that would have been scheduled in August 26th, occur on September 2nd, which is the week prior to the Labor Day weekend. Then the business meeting, we would not have one on that month because that would be actually when business would normally be held. And we would then move forward with the regular scheduled meeting for September in the later of September, for September 23rd. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Trustee Bites, please go ahead.
I'd like to declare that I won't be here for that meeting on September 2nd. I'd like to give my regrets now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any questions or comments on the report? Okay, not seeing any at the time, so we do have a recommendation that the board approve rescheduling the August board meeting to Wednesday, September 2nd, 2026, as set out in the report number B4B, schedule of August and September 2026 regular board and standing committee meetings, dated May 27, 2026. Do I have a mover for that? Trustee Powell, seconded by Trustee Talbot. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you very much. All right. So, yes, that takes us to committee minutes and reports, items for information. So we have the report of the public session of the Director of Performance Appraisal Committee held May 6, 2026. Do you have any questions regarding that report? Okay. We have the report of the First Nations Education Advisory Committee held April 14th, 2026. Any questions or comments? We also have the report of the Indigenous Education Advisory Committee held April 14th, 2026. Any questions or comments on that report? Okay. We also have the report of the Special Education Advisory Committee held April 13th, 2026. Questions or comments? Okay. And then lastly, we have the report of the Parent Involvement Committee held February 24th, 2026. Any questions or comments on that report? Okay, all right, thank you very much. So we have no staff reports this evening, so that takes us to other matters. Do we have any reports from liaison members? Trustee Lloyd, go ahead.
Thank you, and through you, Chair, to the table. Just a couple of updates with respect to the Ontario Public School Board Association. We did get an update today in regards to the legislation from the ministry and the pending changes. The minister is back from his little junket to England, and so they are anticipating that there will be some directives, regulations coming forward from the minister. I believe at the end of last week there was some directives respect to negotiations and the transfer from the Ontario Public School Board Association, trustee associations to code as they will be doing the bargaining for the upcoming contracts, and bargaining could start as early as June 1st. The minister has made some very specific requests and requirements with respect to that, and OPSPA has been very busy trying to get the staff transitioned over from OPSPA to code for that. The other thing that I'm sure everyone is aware of is the OPSPA annual meeting has been transitioned to online, so it will be Friday, June the 3rd. Online, and the Central East meeting that all of us are the opportunity to participate in will be at 1:15 on that Friday afternoon. There will be more information coming out to everyone with respect to that, but I just want to make sure everybody's aware that all the trustees in Central East Region, which we're a part of, can attend that meeting and participate in that meeting. And then the final comment I wanted to make was that, because there have had some people ask with respect to the sustainability of OPSPA moving forward or long term under the current changes and what's proposed to be coming forward. And at this point in time, they do not know. They are in discussions with the ministry. They are working through some of these changes. They're anticipating moving forward that there will be significant announcements and regulations introduced by the ministry, and so they're monitoring all of that. And, you know, there will be something that I think after the annual meeting and there's more information known about the proposed changes, and well, there's significant major changes that are coming forward from the ministry, that they will have a better understanding of what their role, if there will be one, moving forward.
All right, thank you very much for that update. Okay, so that takes us to questions and comments from trustees. I do just have one piece of information to share before I kind of open it up to the group. So the board bylaws state that within 6 weeks of the opening of nominations in an election year, that the board will hold a trustee candidate event to explain the roles, responsibilities, and rights of an SCDSB trustee. We know that there will be further regulatory changes coming as a result of Bill 101, Putting Student Achievement First Act, receiving royal assent. At this time, we will be proceeding with holding a virtual information session on June 11th from 6 to 7 p.m. with the information that we currently know. If there are any trustees that would like to attend and be available to answer questions at this time, questions with myself and Vice Chair Strawn and the board staff who will be present, please email Executive Assistant Henry to confirm your attendance, and she will provide you with a virtual link to join. Details regarding the information sessions will be shared publicly later this week. And so again, that was June 11th from 6 to 7 p.m. Okay. All right. So does anyone have any other matters to share? Trustee Lloyd.
Thank you, and it's not another matter. I just wanted to follow up on the information session we're going to be hosting, because it's somewhat problematic because nobody sitting at this table has any idea what the trustee role will be come the fall, a new election term, right? There's a lot of speculation that there will be, trustees will be removed from any policy development or have a policy role. There's lots of speculation of what the role might be. So what is the plan to, I think it's really important that we make sure any potential candidates for the role of trustee know it is not the role that is now. And it, in all likelihood, will be significantly reduced. The minister has made, numerous comments about the role will be to listen to parents and forward their concerns forward. But just wondering how we're going to approach that when we run this session.
Thank you. Those are definitely questions and things that we have discussed. I believe Chief Executive Officer Stevens can speak to that.
Thank you, and through the chair to Trustee Lloyd. So we have begun planning because we do, according to our bylaws, have to have a session. It will be quite toned down from previous sessions because you are correct. We at this point have no idea. We will collect names and email addresses of people who attend and keep them updated as the process continues. However, if we don't do it at this time, we won't have a chance to do it prior to the closing of the election. So we felt it was important to at least offer some type of an idea of what is currently in our bylaws, with clear understanding that we would update with other details as they became available. And we may hear something between now and then was also what we were hoping.
Thank you. Trustee Foley.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and to the Director. Over the last couple of months, I've had the opportunity to have a number of communications with the Premier, and we've discussed violence in schools across Ontario and what we're doing in this board. And recently we had a phone conversation, and I shared with him our climate survey, and he felt quite good about the fact that things had gotten better for our board. But he said that things would get significantly better once police entered our schools. Has there been any discussion on how that process will take place?
Chief Executive Officer Stevens.
Thank you, and through...
To clarify, I'm talking about the changes under Bill 101, right?
Thank you, and through you, Chair Rafiq, to Trustee Foley. So we have been aware that this school resource officer requirement was coming through. We have quarterly meetings with our police partners. It's something we've had on the agenda with them for a couple of terms now. I'm not aware of any police organization that currently is in our region that is planning something for September, but we do meet with them regularly to discuss our police and school programs.
Follow-up?
Follow-up, Director. Just, but we have no idea of the implementation and how we'll work with them on this at this point?
Thank you, and through you, Chair Rafiq. No, Trustee Foley, they've not given us any more details.
Okay. Any, Trustee Armstrong, please go ahead.
I just wanted to mention two things. First of all, in regards to the training session or the whatever, June 11th, whatever it's going to be called for the next election. I'm just wondering, I know school councils have pretty well wrapped, they're not meeting in June. Usually they are busy with celebratory grad planning and things like that. However, I'm just wondering if the chairs of the councils could be notified directly. I suspect it's going to be on our website, but we know that the chairs of those school councils are very involved and very invested in their schools, and they themselves, I don't know if they'd have interest, but they may know someone who would have interest. So I know there's no budget to publicize this on like radio or whatever, but I just think that that group in specifically, I think, has always, and any of the school council chairs I've had discussions with, they've always been very keen to know about those sort of information things, and just to put the bug in the ear of the correct person if they're thinking of running. So anyway, I'm just wondering if that could be done besides it being on the website.
Thank you, and through you, Chair Rafik, to Trustee Armstrong. So I just looked over at Superintendent Sidlowski, and yes, we can get a communication out to those school council chairs.
And just another thing, I know at this time I will, not that I have to declare, I don't think we have to, but on June 17th, the next board meeting, I am not in the country, so I will not be in attendance. I've already sent an email notification to the chair, the vice chair, and the former director, new CEO of the board. So anyway, just want to mention that at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Armstrong. All right, any other matters? Trustee Grummett, and then I see Trustee Bites.
Thank you, and through you, Chair, to the table. I've attended a few events recently that have been wonderful. Last week we welcomed some students to the Elmville District High School from the Bella Coola Valley in BC, from the New Nuxalk First Nation. So this is an exchange program. So some of our students went there, and then they came to visit Elmville and the surrounding areas. And we had a breakfast and great conversations about the differences in our landscape and our people and our traditions, and it was wonderful. Great students and staff, so that was great. Lots of arts nights. Minising had a beautiful arts night. The art was incredible. So much talent, so much creativity, and we also got to meet a couple of the kindergarten classes. They had their welcome to kindergarten night. I think there was 2 full classes, so lots of little ones super excited about starting school at Minising. I also attended the Horseshoe Heights grand opening, which again, amazing talent, singing, dancing, more art. May has certainly been a very positive month around how we can express ourselves through the arts. And I don't think I've announced about the log sawing contest at the Maple Syrup Festival. I did not come in first. I came in third, which is still fine, even though there were 3 teams. MVP Jill Dunlop did come in first with her mother, and that's a hard duo to beat because they have many years of experience of log sawing. But it was a great day, and I really enjoyed that opportunity. So yes, 3rd place is still great.
3rd place is absolutely great. Thank you very much, Trustee Grummett. Thank you for sharing. Trustee Bites.
Yes, I was wondering if we could get an update on the safe snorting thing that was published in the newspaper.
Okay, just give me a moment.
Can you ask for clarification on what you would like an update on?
Well, because we only heard what was reported in the paper. I didn't know if there was any other details, if you're able to. Is that a normal thing that is sent out to all our students? Or
So it
was
wasn't
this a
sent out to all of
mistake?
our students. I'll just clarify. So there was a partnership through Mental Health Week, which was the first week of May. And we did have Canadian Mental Health Association at the school, a close partner with us. There was a brochure that was available for students to retrieve if they so chose to do so, that neither the CMHA nor the school was aware of. And so that has been dealt with by both that organization and our organization to ensure that nothing like that happens again.
Thank you. Perfect update.
Okay, thank you very much. Trustee Lloyd.
Thank you. Just to piggyback on what Trustee Grummett said, I did have the opportunity in May to attend the Aurelia Secondary School presentation of Legally Blonde, the musical. And I just, we hear so much negative noise about schools and about what goes on in them. And I think we forget sometimes the wonderful things that happen in schools every single day that engage our students. And we've heard this from our student trustees, how, the environment they believe is very positive. But I did take my husband for date night on a Friday night, and we went to Aurelia Secondary School, and there are no words to say how well done it was. It was the acting, the singing, the production piece, all of it was just exceptional. And there was a time that was very hard to believe these were high school students who were performing at this level. And there was, Robin Watson, one of our retired music teachers, was back helping play in the orchestra, and it was just a really, really good production. And so I just want to share with you something that was in their program that I thought, was very impactful. We are incredibly fortunate to offer this musical theater double credit course at Aurelia Secondary School. Opportunities like this don't exist everywhere, and it's a testament to how truly special the arts are at Aurelia Secondary School. Our students learn, create, and perform in an environment that values collaboration, courage, and authentic expression. The passion within our arts community is unmistakable, and productions like Legally Blonde remind us just how powerful that commitment can be. So I just think it's really important to acknowledge all the wonderful staff that are working so hard in our schools every day, the commitment of our students, and how important all aspects of high school are to our students. And, students get into high school and they find their niche, or they find their interest, or they identify their pathway forward. And, there were some very talented students who performed in this production. And, I just want to acknowledge them and the exceptional arts that go on in all of our schools all of the time. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that update. Trustee Boley.
Madam Chair, and just to share some things that are going on in Wasaga with some of the schools. Birchview is having a fun day next week on the 4th, and Worsley's been doing some incredible fundraising. My neighbors and I all joined in on a artist-led painting night, and that was pretty shocking for a lot of us, but it was a lot of fun, and a lot of funds were raised. So the schools are out there getting everything organized over the next couple of weeks for fun days and raising what they can. So it looks like a really good time coming up.
Amazing, thank you. I know I've participated in some of those art nights before, and I realize how talented the people are when I see how little talent that I have. So it's a learning experience. Wonderful. All right, Trustee Strong, or Vice Chair Strong, go ahead.
Great. Thank you so much. We had some great trustee tributes this evening, and I just wanted to add to Caitlin's tribute to say thank you to the Royal Canadian Legion in the Barrie branch. They have a number of dedicated volunteers who work with our school partners to have this event, and they also have a lovely celebration for all of the people who participate at the Legion annually. And so I just want to thank them for their commitment to the program and engaging our students. And it's just incredible to see Caitlin's success. And as we said earlier, we're very proud of her and also so thankful for all the volunteers who participate.
Thank you very much. Trustee Armstrong, go ahead.
Just on the heels of the comments from Vice Chair Strawn, I'm just wondering if it's possible, if we could, from the original art, the board receive, like there's numbered prints and things like that in other art, but to have them framed and put in every one of our schools. I mean, this is a once in a lifetime possible achievement of an artist to that level in our school board. And also, I think it's such a tribute to our Remembrance Day I know we do that seasonally, but I do think that would be a wonderful addition to schools. I don't know if there's budget money for this. I understand that. Maybe there's some professional development fees that could be thrown in that at this point, but that is not being used. But I'm just saying that is such an exceptional situation, and I don't know if we have art of the same of a student like that in every one of our schools, and I just think that would be an incredible tribute to our armed forces. So.
I will take that away. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, I do have a few things to share, and I'm going to ask for your patience. It was a very busy month, and I do not want to leave anyone out, so I apologize in advance, but it was very busy. Okay, so I had the opportunity to attend Music Monday at Tossarano Public School, which was an amazing day. We are very lucky to have Lisa Sims there, our music teacher. She was amazing. She did presentations with all of the grades. Everybody was included. There was a very large school assembly, so the whole school was included, and they sang lots of songs. There were musical instrument performances. It was a really, really wonderful Music Monday, and like I said, we are very lucky to have Mrs. Sims. Her heart is fully into music, and we're very lucky. I then attended with Superintendent Muscat-Fennell and Director Stevens. We attended the 25th anniversary of Holly Meadows School, which was really exciting. I actually ran into a bunch of my old teachers there from my career as a student in the SCDSB. I was not a student of Holly Meadows, but for some reason, a lot of the teachers that I had ended up there as well. So that was really nice that night. Many of us attended the OSSTF Evening of Excellence, which was wonderful. We had our lovely MCs, our student trustees for that evening, and it was just a wonderful celebration as always of some of our amazing students. I had the opportunity to do a school visit with Superintendent Newby. Oh my goodness, sorry. With Superintendent Newby, we went to Nottawasaga Creemore. So Principal Shackle gave us a great tour of the school. We were able to just talk about lots of different things that were happening, and we're excited to be attending graduation there. I don't know if you know, but the Nottawasaga Creemore Tractor Parade, it's a pretty big deal out where I live, and we are going to that this year, so we are excited. We also visited Pine River Public School in Angus with Vice Principal McCabe and Principal Richter. It was a great book fair that day, and again, we were just really able to have some wonderful discussions. I really appreciated on my school visits, I was able to talk to some of the principals about their upcoming plans for the changes in the gifted programs and students that would be in their schools, and we had some great conversations about their plans, and it was really great to hear there. We also visited Angus Morrison with Principal Merriweather. Principal Beattie was extremely busy covering everything. It's a very, very busy and large school, so I didn't get to see her much that day because she was covering so that we could have Principal Merriweather for a while. But it was great hearing them getting ready for graduation, their fun fair. The fun fair is a very big deal in Angus, so that was exciting to hear about as well. We also had the opportunity to visit Baxter Central, which is my school. It's where I went. It's where my kids went. I always love going to Baxter. And we were able to have a wonderful tour from Principal Aguirre. I also attended with Trustee Grummett the grand opening at Horseshoe Heights, and as she mentioned, it was awesome. The school, the presentations, the song. I'm still singing the song that they wrote for that night, and the dance. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It can tell a lot of heart in a brand new school already, which was really great to see. I had the pleasure of joining MPP Kanjan to announce a rebuild of Warnica School. So that was really wonderful. Thank you again to our wonderful facilities team for giving us all these great business cases and awarding, so we're able to be awarded these wonderful projects. I also attended the 75th anniversary at Codrington Elementary School. That was pretty incredible, 75 years. I sat beside an alum from the class of 76, and it was pretty interesting to hear his stories. I think he was the highlight of the speeches that night, definitely more exciting than myself, and sorry, Pete, but he was more exciting than us, I feel like. And the choir did a wonderful presentation that night too, so it was a lot of fun. As Trustee Lloyd mentioned, I've been attending bi-weekly chair and OPSPA delegate Zoom meetings, trying to learn about what's happening with the changes, trying to learn things that I can update people with, but I don't know. We haven't learned too much yet. So once we learn something, I promise I'll let you know. I also had the great opportunity to attend Take Your MPPs to School Week. MPP Kanjan was able to join us at Goodfellow Public School. So thank you to Superintendent Lalonde, Principal Telesco, and Vice Principal Jennifer Pierogi Thomas. It was a wonderful tour as well. We were able to see a really vibrant French immersion program. They highlighted lots of student nutrition. I don't know, maybe they knew I was coming, but there was lots of information on their wonderful student nutrition program. You know, it's an older building. The school itself, the kitchen, doesn't really have a lot, but what they do there is unbelievable. They have a lot of really dedicated staff members, and they are supporting a lot of families. Just through the discussions that we have, they really understand their community, they understand their families, and they're helping them in ways that work for them. And we're extremely grateful because, of course, we know that the money that comes from the government only subsidizes about 10 to 15% of student nutrition programs. So everything else is donations and fundraising and grant application. There's a lot of work that goes into that. So I thank them very much for all the great work they're doing there. I had the opportunity to attend here at the board office the Festival of Arts, which I'm guessing we might see some of at some point up on some Celebrates videos, but it was a great day as well. It was unbelievable. I was here for the afternoon, and the energy in the building was just amazing. There were dance performances, musical instrument performance. There was rock bands, there were choir, there were soloists. It was just incredible, and the bravery of these students just blows my mind all the time, and the talent blows my mind. So it was really, really wonderful. I understand Bonnie Black and Kadri Jessup, I believe, put the day together, and it was the first of its kind. And from what I heard that day, I believe it will continue. They were very excited how it went. It was really great how it was set up too, that there were performances here in Roy Edwards' room, but I believe there were about 3 schools at a time. So you would watch a few performances from that school, so the other schools that were there would watch, but then you would go off to workshops. There were so many different wonderful workshops available for the students. So it was a really great day for all of them. Again, they were so happy. Everyone was just in a great mood all day. The arts make everyone happy. And I'm sorry, I should mention the beautiful art projects out in the hall as well. Like, I could not believe some of them. They were just mind-blowing. So lots of great stuff happening. I then had the opportunity just yesterday, was that only yesterday? I think so, to attend the Black Student Conference, Together We Rise. I had the opportunity to see keynote speaker Jeff A.D. Martin, and I don't know who found him, but keep his number because he was absolutely incredible. He made me cry 3 times, all in good cries, but it was just incredible. It was very moving. The energy of the students in the room listening to him, it was just unbelievable. I couldn't stop looking around the room. I was listening to him, but I couldn't stop looking around the room and watching how engaged the students were with him. It was really, really wonderful. And my understanding is the workshops and everything that were happening in the morning, the students were very happy with, and it was a really great day. And then last night, Director Stevens and I had the opportunity to attend the Canadian Mental Health Association open house. We had learned about the mural. We'd had a Celebrates video about the mural done by students from Bear Creek. And so we had the opportunity to view that in person, and it is, again, beautiful. So tomorrow is our Character Ed evening here at the board office, and lots of us will be attending there. I'm excited about that one. And then, as our student trustee mentioned, we have lots of Relay for Life, Color Run, all kinds of things like that happening at our schools. So I'm looking forward to joining some of those as well. So like I said, very busy month, but so much amazing fun stuff happening. So I was so grateful to be involved in so many fun things. My paying job doesn't love me so much right now, but that's okay because it was a lot of fun. Okay. That's it. I'm done. Any other matters? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So moving along in our agenda, that takes us to 3 notice of motion for next meeting. Do we have any notice of motion? Trustee Foley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have one motion I call Pilot Project for Hall Monitors to Enhance School Safety. Whereas student wellness and safety is a top priority for our board, and whereas recent incidents of student safety concerns have highlighted the need for increased supervision in our schools, And whereas hall monitors can provide a visible, proactive presence in school hallways, deterring inappropriate behavior and helping to ensure a safe, welcoming environment for all students and staff. Be it resolved that the board approve the addition of 2 full-time hall monitor positions as a pilot project for the upcoming school year. With funding to be allocated in the 26-27 school year, these monitors be appointed to 2 high schools to be determined by staff. Be it further resolved that staff report back to the board at the conclusion of the pilot project with an evaluation of its effectiveness, including data on vandalism rates, reductions in violent incidents, as well as student and staff perceptions of safety and recommendations regarding continuation or expansion of the program. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a seconder for that motion? Trustee Wilson, thank you. Okay, so that will be noted. Thank you very much. Do we have any other notice of motion? Okay, not seeing any at this time. I'm guessing we have no professional development seminar attendance declaration. Okay, we have reports and staff from updates, so CEO Stevens will provide a brief update.
Thank you, and through the chair to the table. Many of the things I was going to talk about have been mentioned already, so I won't reiterate some of those. I did want to just mention we did host our Indigenous Student Gathering at the Education Center this month as well on Friday, May 15th, and both that and the Black Student Conference really exemplified student leadership. This month has really been filled with school and student celebrations. So congratulations for all of the events that have been previously mentioned. The Education Center also held the junior debaters and the secondary school math league competitions, which I was in the room with our math league contestants for about a half an hour and realized I did not deserve to be in the room with the math league contestants. They were battling it out. It was quite a competition. So congratulations to them. Education Week was the first week of May, and once again I thank our amazing educators and support staff in the SCDSB. None of these amazing events that I've mentioned, that trustees have mentioned, would ever happen without the commitment and support of staff in the Simcoe County District School Board. Please join me in watching the Celebrates video this evening, which recognizes outstanding community events at Stainer Collegiate and the role of the elementary teacher librarians in the SCDSB.
Join us as we celebrate stories from the system in relation to the SCDSB strategic priorities. This month, school librarians go beyond books, and community blossomed at the annual plant sale at Stainer Collegiate Institute, where students grew their green industry skills.
I come to the library a lot. I like coloring and doing Lego and like a lot of stuff.
Today we're visiting 2 elementary schools to check out how teacher librarians are inspiring and supporting student learning. The grade 3 students of Andrew Hunter entered a contest, and the job was to write a sequel to The Paper Bag Princess. And their story won for the best happy ending. The Barrie Public Library saw it in the news, and they decided to put on a puppet show. Our process was to read The Paper Bag Princess and talk about what made it a great story. We talked about the language and how it sounded like a Robert Munsch story. What was your favorite part?
The dragon.
Dragon, he was pretty funny. How was it to work with Miss Renton on this project?
Really good. Miss Renton was a really good teacher to help us with the project.
We're really lucky at Kendall's to provide a range of learning opportunities within the library. We have a makerspace, which provides students opportunities to engage in STEAM activities. We have the Learning Lab, where students are able to learn along with myself and their classroom teacher. And then we have the Reading Nest, where students are able to come and read. In this space, we worked on the Moccasin Identifier project, where students have learned about treaties and the land we're upon. We also do coding in the library and learning about math.
My favorite part about Miss Nicole, she's a nice teacher. She always helps me. Being silly with her, that's the best part.
I love that I get to be with every student in the school.
To see more of what makes the SCDSB the place to be, visit our website or follow us on social media.
I've fell in love with clean industries. It's definitely something I've grown a big passion for.
Students get growing at Standard Collegiate Institute's annual spring plant sale. Let's go plant ourselves right in the action.
Today we are having our annual plant sale. It's when students get to showcase what they've been working on all semester and make some money that goes back into the program. All different seeds start at different times of the year, so it's a lot of coordinating when things need to be planted. And then, of course, we get to the point today where they get to sell and see the fruits of their labor take off.
What skills have you learned from the Green Industries program?
Definitely a lot about gardening and just how to live sustainably.
I feel like I've learned so many employable skills from this class. We learned so much about agriculture, not only from the growing plants aspect, but also from a business standpoint.
My role today is just sitting at the door, greeting everybody, and telling them all about the plants that we have and making sure they feel welcome.
The reason I stopped today was because I was on the train trail, which goes right by here, and I saw these young gentlemen energetically waving their signs and inviting people in. I do need some marigolds to keep some of the pests out of my garden, and I'm going to see if they have some other stuff in there for my vegetable garden.
We've learned how to care for plants and make sure that they're healthy and thriving inside the greenhouse and outside in our garden boxes.
I really enjoy Green Industries. I'm going to continue gardening and applying my skills that I've learned in this class throughout my life.
We've done a lot of different things and made a lot of connections in the community that I wouldn't have made without Green Industries.
To see more of what makes the SCDSB the place to be, visit our website or follow us on social media.
For the latest videos and positive news, visit the Celebrates page on the SCDSB website.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, so back to our agenda. So we do have some correspondence attached to your package there. We have a letter from a letter from the Township of Essa, a memorandum from the Minister of Education, and a letter from the Upper Grand District School Board. So at this time, I would be looking for a motion to move into closed session. Trustee Connors, seconded by Trustee Wilson. All those in favor? And that carries. Okay, and we'll just take a moment to end to close. Thank you. Okay, welcome back to public session, everyone. So we do have some recommendations coming forward from closed session. I would ask for consensus from the table. I have 10 recommendations. Can I read them all and we vote as one? Yes. Okay. I'm seeing lots of head nodding. Thank you very much. All right. So bear with me. So recommendation 1 is that the board approve exercising the option to purchase the school site known as Block 165 on Plan 51M1263 as shown on Appendix A as set out in report number CLBSCD1A, City of Barrie Elementary School Site Acquisition Option Agreement dated May 6, 2026. Number 2 recommendation is that the board approve the renewal of the 4 lease agreements for the Simcoe Alternative Secondary School Program and Learning Centers as set out in report number CLBSCD1B, lease renewals 2026, dated May 6, 2026. The third recommendation is that the board as approving authority approve the expropriation of the land described in Appendix A for the purpose of an elementary school and auxiliary uses as set out in report number CLB2A, Elementary School Site Expropriation, Town of New Tecumseth, dated May 27th, 2026. The fourth recommendation is that the board authorize the chair and the chief executive officer to certify approval of the expropriation and cause the expropriation plan to be registered in the Land Registry Office for the Land Titles Division of Simcoe number 51 and thereby implement the expropriation of the land as set out in report number CLB2A, Elementary School Site Expropriation, Town of New Tecumseth, dated May 27, 2026. The fifth recommendation is that the board authorize staff to serve notices of expropriation, notices of possession, and notices of election and offers of compensation together with appraisal reports in accordance with the requirements of the Expropriations Act, and do all other things and give all other notices that are required to complete the expropriation as set out in report number CLB2A, Elementary School Site Expropriation, Town of New Tecumseth, dated May 27th, 2026. The sixth recommendation is that the board authorize the Simcoe County District School Board to enter on and take possession of the expropriated land on the day permitted under the Expropriations Act or earlier if agreed to by the registered owner as set out in report number CLB2A, Elementary School Site Expropriation, Town of New Tecumseth, dated May 27, 2026. The seventh recommendation is that the board, as approving authority, approve the expropriation of the land described as Part 1 on Plan 51R 45155, being part of PIN 58543-0005 LT in the Township of Oro-Medonte, the land for the purpose of expanding the septic bed system associated with the W.R. Best Memorial Public School is set out in report number CLB2B, Elementary School Site Expropriation for a lot addition to W.R. Best Memorial Public School, Township of Oro-Medonte, dated May 27th, 2026. The eighth recommendation is that the board authorize the chair and the chief executive officer to certify approval of the expropriation and cause the expropriation plan to be registered in the Land Registry Office for the Land Titles Division of Simcoe number 51, and thereby implement the expropriation of the land and thus vest ownership thereof in the board is set out in report number CLB2B, Elementary School Site Expropriation for a lot addition to W.R. Best Memorial Public School, Township of Oro-Medonte, dated May 27, 2026. The ninth recommendation is that the board authorize staff to serve all notices and offers of compensation if required to comply with the requirements of the Expropriations Act, and take on all other steps that are required to complete the expropriation of the land as set out in report number CLB2B, Elementary School Site Appropriation for a lot addition to W.R. Best Memorial Public School, Township of Oro-Medonte, dated May 27, 2026. And the 10th and final recommendation is that the board authorize the Simcoe County District School Board to enter on and take possession of the land on the day permitted under the Expropriations Act or earlier if agreed to by the registered owner as set out in report number CLB2B, Elementary School Site Expropriation for a lot addition to W.R. Best Memorial Public School, Township of Oro-Medonte, dated May 27, 2026. Do I have a mover for those? Trustee Bites, thank you very much. And a seconder, Trustee Foley. Any questions or comments? I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Okay, so future meetings. So please just note our June 3rd meeting has been added as the next meeting to the DPA committee prior to the business meeting, which is also on June 3rd. Sorry, the meetings are listed on your agenda there. I'm just going to hit the highlights of the notes there. So also the June 10th program meeting has been canceled, and June 17th has been proposed for a bylaw committee meeting. The meeting would be held prior to the regular board meeting. Executive Assistant Henry will be sending an email to the bylaw committee members to hold the date. The rest of our upcoming meetings are listed there for you. At this time, I would be looking for a motion to adjourn. Trustee Wilson, seconded by Trustee Bites. All those in favor? And we are adjourned. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thank you very much.